When it comes to heat pumps, have you ever wondered what happens when the heat pump has to transition from summer to the colder weather? Well, once that heat pump switches over, some things are gonna happen that are gonna feel weird if nobody's warned you about them. So in this video, I'm gonna show you what's normal and what's not. Quick thing first, for those of you that don't know yet what an air conditioner versus a heat pump is, a heat pump is an air conditioner that completely cools your home in the hot summer months. That's the base of the unit. The only difference is between a heat pump and an air conditioner is a heat pump can also reverse itself to pull heat into your home in the colder months, not just push it out like it does in the air conditioning mode. One thing you'll have to remember though is in Canada, you still need to have a backup source of heat, also known as the emergency heat. So usually a backup heat would be the furnace, sometimes it's a boiler, maybe baseboard heating. But in this video, we're gonna focus on heat pumps that are combined with a furnace that has a heat pump evaporator coil that sits on top of the furnace. This is otherwise known as a ducted HVAC system that is forced air. So let's start off with what's normal. For starters, the system briefly reverses itself to melt frost off the outdoor coil. That's called the defrost mode. And when this happens, the outdoor unit heats up to the point that you might even see steam rising off the unit. Sometimes when there's a lot of snow and frost accumulation, it's gonna look a little bit like smoke, maybe even like it's on fire. Don't be alarmed, that's just the moisture heating and boiling off and hitting the air, causing a steam vapor effect. And it's completely normal. You might even hear a hissing sound during this operation, and that's also perfectly normal. And with the inverter systems, it's also normal for it to run almost constantly at a very low speed rather than shutting completely off, even when it hits the set point temperature at your thermostat. That's the system working efficiently, so don't think that it's struggling, it's perfectly normal. You also might notice the water pooling underneath the outdoor unit, and that's just a condensation and defrost draining away from underneath the unit. Now, what I would recommend that if you are putting the unit in a driveway or any area where there's a walking, you might want to put some salt in the wintertime just to keep it from being slippery and prevent people from falling. So now this brings us to what's not normal. So ice building up on the outdoor unit and not clearing on its own. That's not normal. The unit running constantly at high speed, never shutting off and not putting out much heat. Not normal. The system short cycling, turning off and on repeatedly without really warming the house. Still not normal. Other things to watch out for is when your thermostat doesn't reach temperature or when the emergency heat kicks in when it shouldn't, such as the air conditioning mode. All of these are worth a call for a service tech. Not because something's necessarily broken, but because there's usually a reason behind it. And it's always a wise idea to get it looked at when there's a small problem, and that way it can prevent much larger problems down the road. So now here's a number that might surprise you. Over 92% of the service calls we get on heat pumps have nothing to do with the heat pump itself. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's behind most heat pump problems and what you can do to check before you assume the system's broken. I'm JC and I've been a licensed HVAC tech for over 25 years, and I've worked on systems all across Ontario and the GTA, and I walked into more of these situations than I can count. And after assessing the issues and the equipment properly, my team and I usually conclude that it's the installation or the wrong equipment, and this is what ends up costing homeowners thousands of dollars and a lot of aggravation. Another issue we find a lot is when homes have a heat pump installed, but yet the rest of the system hasn't been updated to match it. The old air conditioner got replaced with a new modern heat pump, but the old furnace was never changed. Another critical point would be the ductwork was never checked properly by an HVAC professional for what the heat pump actually needs to run properly. And because heat pumps are a lot less forgiving on duct sizing than an air conditioner is, you don't want to trust a scripted salesperson with zero HVAC experience to do this. Trust only those who have spent years in the trenches, learned over time how to do it right, and are licensed. If the load calculation wasn't done properly or at all when it went in, you can experience big airflow problems down the road. In addition, older furnaces with weak blower motors and controls that weren't built to talk to or work with a modern heat pump, you're going to get inconsistent heat, you're going to get short cycling, and possible other issues. None of all those reasons that we just discussed is the heat pump letting you down. It's struggling with what it was paired with, how it was installed, and it's fighting with air restrictions due to duct sizing that's too small. All of this should have been figured out at the time of the sales call, before the equipment was ever sold and installed. Also, don't let anybody tell you that every heat pump's the same. Every heat pump brand has differences, just like furnaces do, and air conditioning systems. The equipment matters big time. Also, the installation being the most important part used to be the whole conversation, and that's still what a lot of people use today, but it's not the only thing anymore. It's the package, the proper load calculations, the duct sizing done right, the furnace or the air handler that's actually matched to the system properly. The company doing the work and the quality of the installers that they hire are ultimately responsible for your job and how your system will be for years to come. That full package is what decides whether you end up with a quiet, reliable comfort for years, or whether you become one of those statistics dealing with problem after problem that could have been avoided from day one. The fact is, heat pumps have been around for decades, but you've probably only really heard about them lately, and that's largely due to the rebates that rolled out starting around 2022. And the people who did their homework from then to now and got their equipment and their installation done right, they're not complaining, they're actually raving about them, and they know it makes sense. Let's face it, the heat pumps of today are much more sophisticated. And with the introduction of inverter technology, today's heat pumps adjust to the output in real time instead of just switching fully on and off. This equals better comfort, lower bills, quieter operation, and for anyone who's interested in moving away from natural gas, it's been a huge drop in their environmental footprint for their home. So if you're new to owning a heat pump, or if you're still deciding, this is the perfect time to get it done before the cold weather starts. I hope this video has helped you, and if you want to reach out to my team and I to see about getting you an estimate for a furnace, air conditioner, heat pump, or hot water heater, anything HVAC, and you're in the GTA, all you need to do is request for me to give you a call or to book a free in-home consultation right on my website at www.thehvacveteran.com, or you can click the link below. And don't forget, please like and subscribe for more educational videos and helpful tips. Until my next video, I'll see you soon.